It rained today too, sadly. So,
Hello and welcome to Thing at Reading the News, episode number 162.
yo, people, what up?
PC and English Dome. Hello.
Hello. I am moist.
I wish I was moist.
Someone is a dumbass and did not turn off their phone notifications.
It's not every single stream.
I try to remember. Every once in a while, I remember.
You do a bad job remembering it.
You realize you can set it to, turn off all notifications at a preset time, right?
Wait, you can do that? I'll need to look into that later.
Oh my god.
Yes, although we haven't heard your alarm in a while.
I actually did remember to turn that off for the 7 o'clock alarm.
The donkey?
Yes.
So it says that you're raping a donkey.
It was consent. I mean, it's not me that recorded that noise. Although, surprisingly, that noise does not wake me up at my 2 o'clock alarm. Or if it does, I wake up, look over, turn it off, and then roll over and go back to sleep.
Fair enough.
Police hunt for a couple having sex on train.
Okay, if the police actually have to look for you, this couple's doing it wrong.
Did they just hear him on the train?
Police have said they're looking for a harmonious couple who decided
freaking Sand Creek.
Who decided a late night train from Glasgow to Edinburgh was a place for them to make love. Unable to get home, they engaged in a number of sex acts on the table. And empty seats before leaving the train. How did they think they'd get away with it? Like, obviously there's cameras on the fucking train.
I don't know. Remind me.
If there wasn't any complaints, I don't see the problem.
Well, it's still having sex in public, technically.
Yeah, but I mean, there's the thing. I mean, if we're talking doing that in front of a crowd of 30 people, yeah, sure, lock them up, have fun, do what you got to do. If they were the only one in the car and, felt like the right time and felt like the right place, and if there was no witnesses, well, hell, give the security guys something to enjoy.
There's the nastiest thing I've ever heard.
What?
1 second. Back when I was in school, I was actually gone that day, but 2 students decided to have sex on the wet wrestling mats, and people were watching.
Who cares if nobody's on? I mean, you can say that about anything. You can say that about like a park and stuff, though, couldn't you, as well?
Yeah.
I don't know how they do that. A beach, maybe I could understand that one.
Listen, if no one saw it except for stupid cameras, it didn't happen.
Yeah, security guys should have just copied over to a USB drive and put it up on Pornhub or something. I mean,
oh, dude, that's fair game right there. Then, oh crap, you remember?
Go on.
Unable to get home, they engaged in a number of sex acts on the table and empty seats before leaving the train. British Transport Police said they had seen the footage from Saturday and making inquiries. CCTV footage lasting 2 minutes captured the moment they started to kiss to the moment they started having sex across the seats. If anyone recognizes the couple, they should contact police. Meanwhile, ScotRail hit out with the couple and said they are trying to clamp down on such antics. A spokesman for the firm said antisocial behaviour has no such place on Scotland's railway, and we will continue to work with the British Transport Police to clamp down on unacceptable conduct.
They're just jealous because they're not getting any on the train.
Probably the train's would be the worst place to do it. It's a ScotRail train of all things. Trains are not the cleanest of places.
I mean, what
there's no gizzes on the seats and on the carpet and table and so on.
Well, Could be worse. They could have done it on the sidewalk, or hell, better yet, at the terminal. I mean,
Uh, doo-doo. If anyone likes coffee, you're probably about to be horrified right now.
all right, try me.
Is that just trains or Scotland in general? Both, I think. There's a good chance your tin of coffee contains ground up cockroaches. This may turn you off
That is
drinking.
mildly disgusting, but you know what? If it's got cockroach milk in it, it's healthy.
I was going to make that reference. Also, I now have nuggets.
Scotty, our
turn you
little
off from
boy, has
drinking things
become a man.
This might turn you off from drinking tins of pre-ground coffee beans ever again. Some people can't start a day without coffee, and a lot of people might charge for their habit. Might change their coffee habit for good after this. For most of us who can't afford a coffee shop like Monster Machine to use whole beans, we often reach for big tins and jars of pre-ground beans and keep going for a couple of weeks at least. If you only develop an allergic reaction to this widely consumed type of coffee, sucks for them, but innocent enough, right? It's a caffeine hit. Yeah, but it's not a good caffeine hit, is it? Caffeine and cockroach hit.
I mean, if someone will drink Civic coffee, I don't think this will bother them much.
Well, I don't see this bothering people too awful much either. I mean, considering was it some of the fanciest, most expensive coffee in the world was literally picked out of a monkey's poop.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about, the Civic coffee, and it's more like a cat.
I don't give a damn. It was eaten once before. It's already been eaten once.
Apparently, they really like the cherries, or it's a cherry type device.
The reason why they start to
like
experience this
fruit.
allergy will make your skin crawl.
Yeah,
The cockroach is laying there like, "Hey, baby, how you doing?" Draw me like one of your French girls.
Because you're drinking
Anyway.
coffee made from pre-ground beans. There's a pretty high chance you're swinging down ground up cockroaches. University of Montana biology professor Douglas Enlund first built the beans on the cross finding in 2009 in an interview about his research into dung beetles. Dr. Enlund
someone needs
described
to smack the writer of this, the author of this article, with a newspaper.
why
Really? You didn't catch that? He
dung
spilled
beetles
the
are.
beans.
Yeah, it's a bad pun.
Cough. Very bad pun.
Like I said, smacked with a
Hello,
newspaper.
Monday.
That would make Skittles throw his bell out the window and refuse to give anybody a bell ever again.
Well, this isn't blind chucking, so we don't dwell on our puns. We just move on.
Well, if you must know, I'm going to do it. Well,
No. No.
my favorite pun of all time has got to be, you want to know why I'm so weird? Because I just can't even.
Yeah.
Or no, god damn it, I said it wrong. So odd. Fuck me.
I'd rather not.
Freaking retard said it wrong.
Anyway,
It's a moment. It happened. Let it go.
Dr. Enlund described how, as a student, he drove across the country with his professor who was fiercely addicted to caffeine and often made them drive 45 minutes off route to find somewhere else that served whole bean fresh ground coffee. You may as well. That man really likes his coffee. Gross finding equals coffee and cockroach. I assume so. I remember giving him really hard time because they're wasting a lot of travel, a lot of travel time trying to feed his addiction because he needed coffee every couple of hours. Why didn't he just make a fucking big flask of coffee and then just use that?
Yeah, at that point, why don't you use something like a Keurig or have a proper coffee pot next to you?
And he finally explained to me how to drink only whole bean coffee, only whole bean fresh ground coffee, and because of cockroaches. After years of teaching ophthalmology and the study of insects and their relationships with humans, the professor became badly allergic to cockroaches from handling them so often. I mean, is that a thing that can happen?
Well, that's kind of what happened. Why I have my big cat. The kid lived with the cat for its whole life, and at 4, it just like suddenly became allergic, like deathly allergic to the thing.
Like something like snake bites, you can become like immune to snake bites after a while if you get bit so often. I think if it's something like that, you'd get better if anything.
Yeah, but an allergy can develop.
Humans are weird. The most random shit thing happens.
You're not wrong.
Man, as in gross overnight, never mind. Scotty got big man boobs. Well, you're not wrong. Because you're cryptic probably like to put his small Asian penis in or something. Yeah, that was probably way too wrong. I'd reject that statement. Anyway, couldn't touch a cockroach without getting an allergic reaction. Suffered similarly when he drank coffee made from pre-ground beans. You held them in your hands to know, Scotty. Hasn't every man with man boobs done that at least once? When the professor looked into it, he found pre-ground coffee is processed from huge stockpiles was getting infested with cockroaches. He explained that little can be done to filter out the creatures, so they get ground up along with the beans. Feeling ill, yet he had a little more. Dr. Lennon said at the time, US defect standards included coffee beans to contain as much as 10% insect filth and insects. I'm kind of glad I don't drink coffee anymore.
You know why it's allowed to contain that?
Why?
Because there's no way to keep it out.
Yeah, that's literally what I said.
Yeah.
I said it's hard to filter.
Same with like peanut butter. Well, most food has stuff in it.
That's so gross. Yes, it is. He then dropped the bombshell that with chocolate. A huge pile of cocaine suffer a similar fate. We'll be crying in the corner. We'll be in the corner crying if you need us. Oh well. I come from a country whose national dish is haggis. I should be fine.
Well, seeing
Sure.
the ingredients in haggis, I'd have a go at it.
Thunder, you ready to look at something bad? Early to mid 1900s in the U.S., if you bought ground black pepper, do you know what the most common ingredient in it was?
No, what?
Sawdust.
Filler.
Yeah, that's why ground black, black table pepper was so less potent than, pepper you ground yourself.
Yeah, it also loses some of its potency after being ground too.
as well as coffee does too.
Cockroach species look like coffee grounds. Good job I don't drink filter coffee. Most common ingredient is spiders. In what? Hey, moving on.
Yes.
Now this one, I think this one's just tragic. On about every level. Babe Station model insists she isn't sure she wants to take fans 20k in as well. Now, for those that don't know what Babe Station is like it's a late night thing where like a woman will sit on a bed or a couch or something, and basically nothing but like her pants or underwear, and basically take calls from like really horny sad men and bounce her tits about.
I mean, it's a
Okay.
living. I'm for it.
Hey, if I could do it, I'd do it. Oh, yeah.
So they were Twitch thoughts before Twitch thoughts were Twitch thoughts.
Basically, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, like the easiest job in the fucking world. If I could do that job, I'd do it. But nobody wants to see me. Nobody wants to see me on naked on the fucking TV. Because they're allowed to show everything but their vagina. Over here. Up until like 5:30 in the morning, I think it is. Hell, I'll do it. We all do Scotty. Scotty is a babe station.
You do remind me of the Babe.
What babe?
The Babe with the power.
What power?
What the
The
pig?
power of voodoo.
You do.
The pig that was in the city.
I love that bit. Great movie. Great song too.
I haven't seen that film in years. A former Babe Station model has spoken of shock after a besotted 50-year-old man revealed he now wanted to leave her £20,000 in his will. Thomas Weir from Milton Keynes said he wants to leave the money to Laura Jones because she's lovely. She's not really that lovely, is she? She basically took advantage of you, essentially. That's what it is. I'm not joking there either. Thomas spoke to Laura for a year on the Sex TV Line website. After suffering for years with debilitating diabetes and MNSA infection, Thomas, who has low right leg appetite, fears he may not have long left. She didn't take advantage, she capitalized. When Laura found out he wanted to leave a sizable chunk of money, she told out she thought it was a wind-up. Oh, he's in a wheelchair. Oh, this is depressing. Yeah, that's why I said it was tragic as well. But like, you know,
It's depressing, but it's kind of sweet too.
but it's also kind of sad.
It's sad. It's sad, but you know, it's got that whole Golden Girls theme playing through my head while thinking about that. Thank you for being a friend.
And it's kind of also sad that you take advantage of people like that.
Well, how's she taking advantage of him? I mean, yeah, how is she taking advantage of him if he decided to do it?
Well, he's obviously lonely, isn't he?
As most old widowed and men are. I mean,
That is one of the saddest things you'll see, like in a nursing home. Like even like not talking about the memory care, like just in the regular nursing home with like their kids never see them.
Yeah.
It's sad. It's probably even worse if they're in the memory care with Alzheimer's and dementia, and their kids don't see them.
Well, to be fair, the folks with dementia wouldn't remember it anyway.
Yeah, but still, you know. When Lorna found out he wanted to leave a sizable chunk of her money, she told how she thought it was a wind-up. Said she wasn't sure she wanted Thomas to leave her the cash. She told the Sun online the Babe Station guys contacted my boss because I worked for Playboy. I was completely shocked. It doesn't feel real. I've done that life. I have children now. It feels weird. It's not a thing that happens to other people, but not me. I don't know. I mean, you do the easiest job in the fucking world. But then again, it has a shelf life. So a job like that, though, is it has a shelf life. I mean, granny porn's a thing, but generally people like up at that time of night don't want to see granny porn. My grandma still thinks it's the Reagan administration. That's depressing. It's a story of eternal boners and love. Capitalize even more then, yeah. I need to talk to him and remember his voice to say thank you. Then really, are you sure? I remember the name, but his voice is. I need to remember his voice, and we chat about. This was about. What we chat about? This was about 6 years ago. Bristolian Lauren said the news still hasn't sunk in, and she can't believe it. She said, if you read about this in the paper all the time, you don't really expect it to be you. Unless you win the lottery, and you're like, really? I'm not sure I want to take it off him. Does he need it? He doesn't sound very well. And that's kind of why he's giving it to you, because he's not, obviously he's old. He doesn't think he has very long left, so yeah. Wait, there's a special time of night for granny porn. No, there's a special time of night for just porn in general.
Wait, there's a special time for porn? I do it whenever I feel like it.
Oh, I'm saying we literally have porn on TV over here.
Oh, well, I don't do TV, so.
Yeah, I used to watch it when I was like 13 or 14 when I couldn't get porn.
Oh my God. What was it? Skinamax or something that the late night after Cinemax?
Cinemax and Showtime.
I remember as a kid waiting up to watch that.
Hoping you see a tit or something.
Oh no, I found a channel that was straight up porn after a certain time.
Cinemax was a movie channel that played regular movies during the day. You know, your typical Hollywood blockbuster type movies. And then late at night, it was just softcore porn.
This is like everything but tits, basically. Hello, Red Feather.
Sometimes you'll see a bush.
Hello.
Yeah, you're not allowed to show them over here, though. Anything but the vagina.
See, there was this big fight back in the 90s about vagina, and it was a matter of they ended up getting clarification that you could see bush as long as you didn't actually see the vagina itself.
Stupid, really.
It is, but, push the rules.
I mean, the only people that actually complain about are like other people who do the same kind of thing as this.
Pearl clutching people, yeah.
Yeah, you used to sneak down after parents had gone to bed. Yeah, you'd have to change the channel back, though, otherwise you would have got caught. I mistakenly found my parents' porno tapes when I was 10.
Now,
was it porn that your parents were in, or was it just porn in general? Because one's much worse than the other one. But I need to talk to him and have a catch up. It makes you feel really nice that he enjoyed talking to me as a person. As soon as I talk, I remember him because we must have got on him as well. Gone so well, I don't want him to be lonely. Thomas was originally from Greenock in Scotland. Why are they always Scottish? Why? This makes it even worse now. Insisted he was not a stalker or anything like that. He said, I don't want to get in touch with her. That's not me. I think she'll spend the money wisely. And she's a lovely person. She is a loon, very funny.
You know, y'all just reminded me that basically when John's family came down after he passed to go through his things, his porn collection went into the back of Mom's car and into the shop here. And I have still not gotten rid of it. I actually need to start throwing that stuff away. I need to throw it away one of these days.
Let me give you an address after the end of the stream.
So no, to my knowledge, they were never in a porno, thank God.
Bunch of old gay VHS tapes in the shop.
Oh, I don't have VHS. Ooh.
My nephews and nieces all live abroad and they're doing very well. I have no children and there's no one else I would like to leave the money to. Again, this is still depressing. Graham Southorn, a legacy planner for Maple Group. Well, it said, for someone to receive inheritance as much information as required as possible, identify the benefactor. Executors of the will have to be able to find the intended benefactor to be held in person liable if the claim is made, so they need enough information to do that. Fancy smancy laser disc. Heard of laser disc, but I've never seen one. And they're just like big CD looking things that are like the size of vinyl records.
Do what now? Laser disc?
They're talking about laser discs in the chat.
They look like, yeah, laser disc looked like a DVD, but they were the size of a LP vinyl disc.
33.
Yeah, that's what I was saying.
Mm-hmm. I got older, my mom told me it only had like 5 movies for it.
I had the very first Star Wars on Laserdisc. Found it in a charity shop, was £3. When I got older, my mum told me about how my great uncle went into the hospital and wasn't doing very well. He asked his parents to go get his born on dildo collection. So my granny and great aunt didn't find it. They were cleaning out his apartment.
Yeah, that's the one thing you don't want your family seeing your naughty things. If you pass away, that is the last thing you want them to see.
Yeah, I'm deleting my internet history before I pass away.
I don't
you really need to get a program that it cleans it automatically, just in case.
Yeah. But then I can actually I'll be dead, so it wouldn't really matter, would it? Does me all they want after that. Think about it like that.
Either some security software that, where
I have a VPN, the VPN slows my internet down too.
No, just do the whole thing where you get a password protect thing. Put the password in wrong 3 times. You put the password in wrong 3 times, it formats the hard drive.
Yeah.
And make the password absolutely impossible to guess ever.
Okay, my weird brain just jump to that was a scene in The Fly 2 where the kid figured out teleportation, but he made it password protected, and if you got the password wrong once, it would all delete.
I guess still the collections really stand up to the test of time. I was only 6, so I don't remember. When I was in hospital, my mum looked in my camera roll. Poor old lady saw my ex's wiener. I'm surprised how you've gone risk being tortured after UK citizenship revoked. Well, you know what I've said this before, I'll say it again, just get fucked. I'm just Brian Shimena, Begum, risk being tortured and murdered as a result of the decision to revoke her citizenship at court has heard. Begum, who fled to East London into Syria in 2015, lived under IS rule for more than 3 years. She was found 9 months pregnant in a Syrian refugee camp in February this year. Former Home Secretary Sajid Javid stripped her of her British citizenship, a decision her lawyers argue was unlawful as it rendered her stateless. Well, you made your bed, you liar.
Except that when she's using it, she's using the argument of statutory rape, but the thing was, when it actually happened, it wasn't statutory rape because she's trying to apply UK laws to Syria.
Yeah, how was it statutory rape when she was?
Because she was 15. They were saying she was 15 when it happened. In the UK, you have to be 16, but in Syria, you have to be 15. If she was in the UK when all this shit about her went down, then she may have had an argument. But
Yeah,
she was outside of the country when all this shit started.
Seeing Polaroids of my mum dildo up her, so did something to my brain. Yeah, that's something you never want to see. Doesn't matter how old you are, you don't want to see the.
So everybody finding your parents' porno tapes is one thing. I fucking walked into the house one time at 10 o'clock at night and caught them live.
Yeah. You can't just type that and leave that there. Isn't it unlawful only if an individual is entitled to citizenship of another country? Which I believe she's entitled to be a citizen of Afghanistan, I believe. So, yeah.
My question is, does Tom have the invite to the StreamYard? Because he needs to tell that story.
Yeah, he does. He's in the group here. Miss Begum, now 20, is still bringing proceedings against the Home Office and the High Court and the Special Immigration Appeals Commission.
Wait, was that her without that burqa thing on?
Yeah.
You know, it's still bad.
She's not a bad looking gal with all that crap, without that shit on her head.
I never walked in on my mom and dad having sex. It was my dad and stepmom, and that is just as bad, or I don't know.
You know, for a second, I thought you said you were about ready to walk in on your dad and stepdad.
Yeah, that would have been more.
That would have explained a lot.
Well, I think TikTok thinks I'm gay because all I get is lesbian story time and cute animals.
I get cute animals and chicks in bikinis.
Well, apparently I did TikTok wrong. I mean, there's some good stories, but
at 14, I found my dad's porn mag collection underneath was a dildo. Underneath that was a Polaroid album. It sounds like instant regret looking through that. I walked in on my parents naked afterward once they freaked out. I think he found the magic sex portal. I didn't even understand what was going on at the time. Tom Hickman QC told Miss Justice Elizabeth lying at a situation in the Owl Rock camp where the client is currently being held. He's extremely fragile and dangerous. In written submissions, he described the conditions where Begum's third child died as rich and squalid. And the tragic death of the Aphelian's infant demonstrates that fact. I guess for the kids, that's kind of a area. The court is being asked to determine whether the deprivation decision rendered the applicant stateless. The Home Office said the decision does not. Instant regret? No. Happiness, curiosity, then instant regret. Hickman said the court also to decide whether the deprivation decision gave rise to a real risk of death and or degrading inhumane treatment. In this case, in his written case, the Home Office barrister Jonathan Glasson QC argued that Miss Begum was a Bangladeshi citizen by descent, in accordance with Bangladeshi law, and was not rendered stateless by deprivation decision. So yeah, you can still apply to be a citizen of that country. It's not illegal.
Actually, from what I understood, she already was a Bangladeshi citizen. It was a dual citizenship thing going on.
I don't know.
Listen, yeah, you're a terrorist. We don't want you back. Why is that not good enough for you?
Because I don't know. Life, I guess. She wants to come back to a better country because Bangladesh is a shithole. That's why.
If she wants to come out to any Western countries, send her to Canada. I hear the newly re-elected Prime Minister very friendly, very friendly to them.
Oh, and Green Thunder's getting told off again by his mom.
You've got to do the dishes, Thunder.
Miss Begum was one of three schoolgirls from Methno Academy, Green Academy, who left their homes and families to join ISIS. Kashida Sultana and Amana Bees, then 15 and then 16 and 15 respectively. And Miss Begum boarded a flight from Gatwick Airport to Istanbul, Turkey on the 15th of February 2017 before making their way to Foreign in Syria. Miss Justice Elizabeth Lang is suspected to deserve her judgment. I say stay over there. Like I said before, they made the argument that she was young, but she was old enough to go over there by herself. She's old enough to deal with the consequences.
Uh-huh.
And that's just how I see it. Green, do your cast so we can have your ice cream. So we can have ice cream. That's what you do as well. You literally just make him do all the work and then you take all his ice cream. It's a bit cruel, really.
Apparently, missing one dish is not acceptable. Well, I didn't miss. It was more like the pots and pans that didn't get done.
Do the dishes next time.
I did a stack of them, and unlike my mother, I'm not going to stack them high to where one falls off, and next thing you know, we no longer have a slow cooker because that fell off and broke.
Fireman Sam, man charged over messages to Lincolnshire Fire Chief. Charlie, wash the damn dishes. Wash the damn dish. A man has been charged over malicious messages sent to a fire chief after Fireman Sam was axed as a mascot from the brigade. Messages were sent to Lincolnshire Fire Chief Les Richmond in September, police said. Jeremy Flossman, 55 of Southminster, Essex, is due to appear at Lincolnshire Magistrates Court on the 21st of October. He's charged with sending a communication of indecent, unoffensive nature. Like, well, what does that mean then? That could mean anything. I don't know if it's just me, but I hate it when stuff like this happens. Like when stuff like this happens, but they don't tell you what they actually said.
Yeah, they give you their interpretation.
They said something at some point. They said something at some point in time that pissed someone off, so that therefore they should be killed. I don't know.
Not killed, but at least charged for the crime. Because like indecent, unoffensive nature, well, that could be anything. You could have just called him a cunt for all I know.
Listen,
And they're charging him for
to
that.
me, saying something and being that you get charged with a crime for is basically the same as killing you. Freedom of speech. Well, there are some gray areas where not allowed to yell fire in a crowded theater.
There's also slander laws as well,
Yeah.
which need to be very, very clearly worded and need to be very, very highly, it needs to be like 100% provable as well that that's incorrect. Other than
In
that,
America, one, you have to prove that it cost, and then you have to prove how much monetary damage it actually caused.
some people said something. Yeah,
Oh.
movies and tweets of violence.
Although it's gotten bad, apparently the Nick Mignogna case, he lost it.
Who?
So apparently the judge believed all the lies.
The what now?
Basically a voice actor that got fired over, I don't know what, like someone said something, so all these accusations started coming out against him that was utter bullshit.
Man, they hear you angry at now. And Tom's being a white supremacist. Emojis are hate speech. If I misinterpret that as because it's red, I'm going to say there's an Indian punching a white man. There you go. You just offended me, Mandy. See, that's how ridiculous these are, though. The allegation relates to an email, telephone call, and voicemail sent in September. It comes after Lincolnshire Fire and Rescue dropped Fireman Sam from its promotional material, claiming the children's TV character created in the 80s was outdated, not inclusive, and can put women off joining.
They think that's the reason women aren't joining?
Yeah.
I don't know that many women who want to be sweaty and nasty saving people's lives.
I don't have a problem with women being in the fire service, however, not to pass the same test as the men do.
Well, that's most of the time they lower the standards so that women can pass the test.
Yeah, you shouldn't, because what you're doing then is you're making a job that is very dangerous as it is already dangerous, even more dangerous.
When you need to pull my ass from a fire and you can't, you're not really able to do your job now, are you?
Yeah, you can't knock a door down or whatever to get someone out either.
I'll give him a pass on pulling me from a fire. You would need 3 men. So.
Okay, you might need. I'm not that heavy, but you may need another person.
By the way, remember, we know somebody who's a female firefighter.
Yeah, I know.
And she's 5 foot tall.
That just makes it even more amazing that she did her job.
Yeah.
What is with popcorn, ice cream, poo, devil child?
Because
Toenails?
emojis are hate speech and violence.
Who decided that the poo emoji needed eyes? Whoever did that needs to sit in a corner and think about what they did. I don't want my turds looking back at me from the toilet.
And that might be because, I don't know. Confuse it from an ice cream, I guess, but then poo doesn't have eyes either.
It's fudge, I swear.
If 5 foot tall women can carry me, then I'm okay with that. If not, fuck off.
I want ice cream.
Can I have some ice creams too?
Well, we have Neapolitan and mint chocolate chip cookies, or not cookies, sandwiches. Which one do you want?
Mint
I'll take a
chocolate.
Neapolitan.
I'll get some dry ice and mail those right off.
Okay. I haven't had an ice cream sandwich in years.
To be honest, if a 5 foot woman could carry me out of a building, I'd be amazed.
Wonder how much dry ice I need to get an ice cream sandwich to Scotland.
It costs a lot. Well,
Dry ice is expensive. I would so totally do it if I had the money. Just as the joke, freaking one ice cream sandwich off to Scotland.
yeah, like a 5 foot tall woman wanted to carry me out, I'd be quite impressed.
Why is that cowboy hat green? Or is that just my screen?
I do not know.
Convoy hat.
Cowboy.
Yeah, these.
Because there are green cowboy hats.
What kind of leather is green?
Dyed leather.
I
Three
guess.
signature shaped mascots named Freddy, Filbert, and Penelope are used instead. Well, Freddy and Filbert, that's male names. That's so offensive. I mean, you mean there's two males and there's only one female? Well, that's also offensive then. That's not equal. Alligator sauce leather. Well, I'm 5'2", so she may have a chance. Yeah, well, I'm 5'11", so I'd be quite impressed if she managed it.
Frog. Okay, I am so totally trying that now.
That being the case, Red Feather, I'm 6'3". I can throw you over. I can probably throw you over my shoulder like a sack of potatoes. Let's do this.
How many frogs do you think I need to kill to get enough leather to make a glove?
Out of frogs?
I need to figure out how to make frog leather, which is probably virtually impossible with the thin skin they got.
I must be like one of the people that's actually annoyed about being 5'11" because I thought I was 6 foot for a while and got annoyed, but I wasn't.
You should try being my mom. She was 4'11" for a while, and then she went to the doctors. Turns out she's 4'9" now.
Osteoporosis.
Yeah,
It does not technically mean she's a dwarf, or like almost a dwarf.
I think legally she is.
And under 4'10".
That was like 4'6".
Ooh, I have an inch on too. I was like, hello, Ken Spearsy. I'm writing piggyback on Chucker right now. I didn't even notice.
Is there a Mandy between you and the seat?
Be right back with you.
Anyway, this is I got more serious stuff now. Judge rules against sexist dad, 7-year-old. Judge rules against dad fighting 7-year-old son's gender transition. Yeah, this is
Okay, so the mom forcing him to dress as a woman and call him or dress as a girl is just fine. Got it.
Yeah, I agree. Fuck the court. Yep, child abuse is acceptable according to Texas.
Hello, Kinspree. Or Spiracy.
Conspiracy.
Okay, I can't read. Y'all have
Monday, a jury ruled against the Texas father, Jeffrey Younger, attempting to stop his 7-year-old son from gender transitioning after being facilitated by Dr. Ann Jorgulis, the boy's mother and Younger's ex-wife. With a consensus of 11 of the 12 jurors. 11 of the 12 jurors? Who are these people? That's almost a fucking unanimous decision, that. The jury decided not to grant Mr. Younger's sole managing conservatorship over his two twin boys. How old is his son? The son is 7.
and they're fixing a chemistry castrate the boy. It's horrible. The father gives the kid a choice between, hey, do you want to wear the boy clothes or the girl clothes? The boy goes, I'll take the boy clothes, thank you. The mother goes, hey, wear this dress. You're called Luna. Go to school as Luna. Everyone knows you as Luna.
Yeah, they're literally getting away with fucking child abuse.
And the mother's trying to claim the father's doing child abuse for giving him the option of dressing as a boy.
Even though he is a boy and he wants to be a boy. Yeah,
And the mother also got shopped around for therapists to find one that will agree with the diagnosis of gender dysphoria for her.
and yeah, Redford, I think she is a pediatrician. Yeah. Is he more worried?
Oh, goddamn, I forgot about that part. That just makes it worse.
Yeah, for fuck's sake, yeah, man.
And yes, this whole story is lunatic.
It is child abuse. But the Younger should not be that person. According to LifeSite News, George Ellis has been granted authority to move forward with puberty blockers, which can cause chemical castration and potential hormones if she chooses. For fuck's sake. According to the report from the Texan, John Dillon's lawyer, it's John and I'm trying to take the Steven your time. Bye. Okay, Steven during your time slot. Bye. No jokes. Go. Yeah, man, you know you love me more than you love him. There's so many stories of teenagers detransitioning. Yeah. Like, how the fuck can they expect the child to transition when many adults end up regretting it?
Man, being stuck with a decision you made when you were 8. I don't think very many people are forced into that. And it's not even a decision the boy is making. It's a decision his mom's making for him.
I appreciate y'all doing a stream that's not about YouTubers self-righteously yeah. I want to know about the other as well. Yeah, thanks. Yeah, I try to avoid drama as much as possible. And if there is any drama, I usually try and deal with it off air rather than on air.
Yeah, drama needs to stay off air.
Any guy I love, the Scotsman of Opinionation. At least somebody does. Ryan said the mother does not plan on giving James formal blocker this time, however. No one has stated yet that Georges would be open, that she would be open not to be using them when James begins puberty. This would be around 11 and a half for a boy. That's still too fucking young. Let's go for a while, but my lord. Look, drama, let's have some fun, yeah. Initially, with the jury's decision, Mr. Younger will likely be forced to affirm his son's new gender identity, a girl named Luna. Can you imagine that, though? Like, why? I want you to imagine having an electronic communication with your son on FaceTime, and imagine your ex-wife dressing as a drag queen. Talk to you. Younger told host Luke, I could check an episode of the Luke Younger Show podcast in January. He has false eyelashes and makeup. He's got glitter, and he's wearing a dress. Imagine how you feel seeing this. Seeing what I believe is actual sexual abuse. I wouldn't say sexual abuse. It's definitely child abuse, but it's not sexual.
You're absolutely shitting me.
Well,
I just checked a notification on my phone that is these. So, I'm sorry to say this, but Monkey in the Morning is streaming right now.
I don't know. Asshole.
His definition of morning is very lax.
Yeah, I guess it's keeping the title, isn't it? They'll say it's morning somewhere.
It is 6:00 p.m. his time.
It's morning somewhere. Australia or something, yeah. That's good enough for him. I did wonder why there wasn't one earlier, though.
Yeah, I didn't notice that there wasn't one earlier, and then I'm like, wait a second, Monkey in the Morning right now. I think this is the latest I've ever seen it.
The internet was a mistake. Nah. That was good points and bad points.
I mean, in theory, it sounds cool. You have all the information that humanity has ever come across, but you have to. But some people throw in false information, and it's full of just utter retardation. And that's just the surface. If you go down any more, you start to get in some degeneracy of like the infinite degree.
And yeah, Cog loves his drama. Well, that's kind of why I stopped watching Cog, because I was like, you know, he was kind of funny at times, but I just got bored of all the drama he used to like peddle all the time. I believe this is not just emotional abuse, but it's very most fundamental form of sexual abuse, tampering with a sexual identity of a vulnerable boy. As reported by the Daily Wire in November, Cock documents show that the younger son only dresses the girl when he's with his mother, who calls his boy his trans name and has enrolled James as Luna in school. According to Younger, however, James consistently chooses to wear boys' clothes, but violently refuses to wear girls' clothes at home and identifies as a boy whenever he is around. So why is this allowed? Do they have kind of a fucking agenda they have to kind of boost?
Oh,
A lot of it. I think. Sorry. A lot of it may have to do with the fact that women have more rights than men in custody disputes.
that is, but
Child abuse, and then like letting her get away with it.
so if I'm
I
not
can't
mistaken,
disagree with that.
this is he's actually a twin. I forget what the other one's name is, but the other one's not going through this.
You know, what
For
could have
some
happened if she wanted a girl? That's what happened there. She decided, fuck, I'm just going to make my boy into a girl. Which is fucking disgusting.
I'm not sure if it's true, but I heard it's rumored that the mom would lock James in his room and tell him monsters only eat boys.
Scotty never sent me his underwear. You never asked. This makes me angry and it makes us all angry. Yeah, I deleted all social media except YouTube.
Yeah, staying away from social media is a good ideal. Social media is not that good.
Mm.
Although I did see the cutest little meme that I sent to Blind Girl, and I hope she puts it in the meme reel.
Hope they can eye on us politely. Yeah, God was fun for the bit, but hell, being drama just gets dull as fuck. You agreed? James accused. James's mother has accused Younger of child abuse in the divorce proceedings for not affirming James as transgender. So he's the one doing child abuse, even though you're the one that made him transgender, even though he doesn't want to be transgender. That's, okay. This kid's gonna go up to have severe mental health problems now, isn't they? And they're gonna wonder what the fucking hell's going on. I'm looking to strip the dad of his parental rights for the Federalist. John Gillis is also seeking to force Younger to foot the bill for James. Visits to a transgender affirming therapist and transgender medical altercations, which may include chemical castration 2 years from now when the child is just 8. For fuck's sake. I need to smoke.
I think that choice of words is actually kind of pointed.
I think I fall into the perk hole. I mean, you're the only one that's ever asked for my underwear.
No, well, technically, Mandy and Cryptic were talking about stealing your underwear. So I guess that's asking. Just send them your underwear.
If it, and lick it and wear it and whatever else, I don't even know.
Do you not even know what underwear you're wearing?
Boxers.
I'm wearing green underwear. It matches the shorts I'm wearing.
They
match your hair.
They're not that loud.
Yeah, you and Cryptic never asked nicely. You'll never smell a girl's shit at work when she gets up. Go to the bathroom. No.
No.
Yeah. The boy, according to Younger, has been fully socially transitioned. Has already been fully socially transitioned. But clearly not when. Well, not when he's with his dad. He's not.
I got a conspiracy for you. What if all this transgender and like pushing gay as normal is part of the New World Order agenda to get the population under 500 million?
No, I don't know. I think that's what the abortion laws are for.
That too.
You've been spying on Scotty Kane. Hey, maybe a creep, but I'm not that much of a creep. I'm only a creep behind closed doors. Then actually, it could be, yeah, because you're making people sterile. So, actually, yeah. Maybe. It's a stretch, but it's plausible.
I didn't say it wasn't a stretch. There's some out there conspiracy theories.
I'm selling dolls made out of Scully's pubes if you're interested. Okay, Mandy, where the fuck did you get my pubes from?
Don't ask questions. I don't think you want answers. I'll take 8.
Yeah, James was addressed his ex-wife's home. and he has a made-up name. And he has a made-up name, Luna. Appears in court filings. He goes to school. The teachers call him Luna. He uses the girl bathroom at school. All of his authority figures. His mother, his teacher, the librarian at school. Police officer at school. The police officer at school. How about is a school that needs a fucking police officer?
Well, I think they're saying it wrong. There is like, well, I guess it is. Each school does have their own, like, one police officer assigned to it.
At least.
That's not a thing over here.
It is. It is over here. Well, all the knee-jerk reactions of the potential of school shootings. You know, they're saying they made zones which, you know, painted a big target and say, oh, let's put a cop in there. That'll fix everything.
My school never had that. I still used to have a janitor, and the janitor, you'd help a janitor, he'd give you sweets afterwards, which probably wouldn't be allowed these days. Various reasons. Well,
What?
Yeah.
Your chat is great, by the way.
yeah, my chat has nothing to do with the thing half the time.
I stopped listening to this story because it's a freaking aggravating story, but chat is great.
Yeah, you remember Monty lives? Sorry, you remember Monty lives in your closet?
No, apparently it's your bathroom.
Can you do ass hair dolls? Ken, I'll play well. Fuck ass hair dolls. Okay, Christ. Back areas is off this. Every get paid, we can arrange. Did you hear about the cop in Orlando arresting 6-year-old? I think I did.
Oh yeah, over stupid shit. There was straight up a protest. So, guy went in to get his kid, and turns out that him and his wife or ex-wife were in a custody hearing. And he had a gun on him. The officers told him to disarm, I believe. Either way, he ended up getting shot and killed, and all of a sudden it's the cop's fault. When
he was wearing like a Black Lives Matter t-shirt.
No, Smash the Patriarchy.
Oh.
It's like Netflix and Smash the Patriarchy or something.
Yeah.
Still able in the best way. I'm working with a half job right now. Yeah, man, you're probably like the only person in the goddamn world who's ever like rubbed out to me. Which I'll take as a compliment. Anyway. Tell him he's a girl. I'm not the authority figure in his life that tells him the truth, that he's actually a boy, younger than Ovid, during the podcast. I don't know, in his opinion, on you go.
I like what I said a while back on Twitter. Yeah, it's either XX or XY. I'm not sure where other genders come from, but if you want to switch, go ahead. Wait till you're 18.
It's because they smudged. It's because they took the line between gender and sexuality and erased it. What used to be just sexuality is now considered gender.
There is like, what is the extra female? Like triple X?
No, it's like XZ or something.
Like they literally have an extra chromosome, like an extra letter. But some people are trying to say that's the third gender. It's like, but most people who have that identify as like whatever they look like. Like mostly they look female, they identify as female. Like they have the female bits, they identify as female bits. There is males with extra Y chromosomes. Apparently, they're more likely to commit crimes.
Jizzy Gillespie. The fuck?
Dizzy Gillespie identifies as a bullfrog.
I
Them
identify
cheeks,
as a pangolin.
Yeah, as far as I know, that in his opinion, he witnessed his wife was only giving James a love and affection when he was acting like a girl. She used to lock James in a room and tell monsters the monsters only eat boys. Every single day you have to see your own son sexually abused, and you have to maintain your calm. Yeah, you see, if that was me, I would have probably fucking beaten the living shit out of her right now.
Oh, I would have said fuck it a long time ago and saved the boy by killing the mother and risk going to go to prison.
Yeah, fucking right. Like,
To
doing
God
that shit.
that he gets in to somewhere that actually lets him be him and not force him to be freaking Luna.
I hope the dad doesn't give up. Keeps fighting it.
Any sane person sees that the mom's the abuser. I don't know what the fuck is wrong with the court.
Yeah, it said 11 out of the 12 juries agreed with the mom. That's fucking even more worrying. That's almost unanimous.
This is also freaking Texas, so that's even more alarming.
Yeah, Texas is getting more and more left wing, though, isn't it?
It's fucking Austin. Everyone like moved out of California to Austin.
Austin's always been pretty left wing.
They moved out of California because it was becoming a shithole, and then started doing their shithole laws in the places they moved to. Not realizing it was them that caused it to be a shithole.
Opinionated Scotsman channel is a safe place for masturbation. Okay. That's something.
Mandy pictures or didn't happen.
I'm probably going to get the DM very soon then.
Apparently, Mandy only shits to K-pop. And it's shitty music anyway. No, I actually haven't heard K-pop, but I don't listen to foreign language.
Yeah, you have a lot of the songs on TikTok are K-pop.
Yeah, you have you probably heard Gangnam Style.
I guess, yeah.
Let's just probably continue because the courts are not going to be fair to you. The only way you can survive is to get your son through this calmly, to allow your son to be tortured right before your eyes is and outlast the opposite. That's what it's like. They're trying to reaffirm our delusion, he said. Yes, they are, and it's fucking disgusting. Well, they get away with it because, I don't know, fucking progressivism or something. Also, remember to like the stream.
Yes, like, share, subscribe, and if you have the means, please give to streamlabs.com/opinionated Scotsman. Or Trucker also has a Streamlabs. Mine is down until I can get to town and fix it.
That rhymes. Down until you can get to town.
Oh my God, that is just that is wrong. That is wrong, but so funny.
Ross learned to drive.
I'm not.
Amazing.
Go ahead.
Sociology experiment. And why is this wrong?
No, not you. Conspiracy. I share a bathroom with a racist cowboy bar next door. They shit to KKK pop.
Anyway. Okay, so what does a rat driving a car look like?
This.
I can't say it's that It's not that breaking. They used to train rats to play basketball. I mean,
I don't want to see what the point is, though.
well,
They want-
less rats
they got-
sneaking into the house if they got gridlock. Imagine down in a sewer, those big hordes of rats you always hear about down in the sewers. Instead, they're all in tiny little cars and gridlock. You just hear these tiny little horns, beep 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 beep.
So, show some sideball later, Mandy. Later. Get the town injured donkey out of commission.
Well, I never leave the property except for once in every blue moon. Seriously, I think it is actually every like 2 months or so. Once a month to every 2 months.
What did Cinderella say when she reached the ball? I don't know. Inside gag sound. I want to drive in rat. Probably better driver than Asians. Anyone who has ever had a pet rat will tell you that they are surprisingly clever little creatures.
No shit.
Even with that in mind, the news that they have learned to drive cars seems a stretch of imagination. Now, a team led by psychologist Kelly Lambert at the University of Richmond has trained a few of the rascally rodents just to do that. They modified a clear plastic food container, adding wheels and a tree cover bars, making a crude electrical steering wheel. I'm like your barbecue. Tom, are you flirting with Kate, are you? Yeah, Bandy Romance is in the chat. Love is in the air
I mean, it's not the weirdest thing to ever happen in chat, probably.
No, probably not. Not in this chat anywhere. Like, this chat isn't weird. I get worried.
Crap, I can't remember whose song or whose chat I was just doing the You Remind Me of the Babe, that song. Just like me and myself just doing that.
Although I now had the Barbie Girl song in my head.
I'm a Barbie girl in a Barbie world wrapped in plastic. It's fantastic. Come on, Barbie. Let's go party. Oh, okay, I'm done.
I'm clipping that.
Okay, so what's the article about? I lost. Did I take my meds today?
Rats driving cars.
1 second.
I think you need to drink your coffee. Me and you like that song too much. My dog is banging stuff right outside, just like we did to my ex. He's so smart. Gonna hear Tom has some hot pics of those mom. Depending on which of the copper bars the rats are touching, the vessels can be steered in either direction. Any direction. Using pieces of breakfast cereal to act as rewards, the rats were trained to drive the little rat meals around the arena. Not only for themselves to be adept drivers, but quite sophisticated maneuvers that went along. My analysis of the body reveals that they found driving lessons relaxing. Kind of strange.
It's cute, but like I said, I mean, it's not exactly that groundbreaking. I still remember seeing old black and white films where they trained rats to play basketball. I mean, it's cute, but unfortunately, I'm not really impressed.
Basketball. Professor Lambert put rats in self-driving versions of a Ratmobile to see if they would enjoy the ride in some, and the same pressure chemicals were not observed. Yeah, my other guy is green. He's the eyes and hands of Operation Scott's Pubes. Wait, so Green Thunder is the guy that's going to give you my pubes and underwear.
Yes. I did forget to take my medicines, but even weirder than that, when I got back, I moved my blanket and a pill fell out, and it's not mine.
Uh-oh.
Not or something.
I'm the only one that comes into the living room. Where the hell did this pill come from? I don't trust it.
Then
would
throw
need
it
it.
away. Show it to your stepdad, show it to your mom. If neither one recognize it, throw it away. Doesn't matter.
True. It's still kind of weird. A freaking pill just came out of nowhere.
It happens. If nobody can recognize it, throw it away.
Yeah. Make sure the cats don't get to it either. You know, in Brazil, they speak of pork of cheese. They speak pork of cheese, pork of geese. Maybe damn baby, quack quack. Clean your cats have picked up some bad habits.
Freaking druggy loser cats.
I'm looking up what it is. It's good saying to me. Your cat's trying to murder you. And they believe that rats are smarter than most people believe them to be, and most animals are smart in unique ways than we think. While teaching an rat to drive a miniature car might seem a simple hobby for a circus owner than academic research for this serious side to the work, Professor Lambert believes there's an understanding. Is by understanding who animals learn. Well, there's the first typo of the day. And the changes that occur in the brain as they do so might one day lead to new and more effective treatments for brain injuries or developing conditions such as Parkinson's. We haven't overstretched, but I guess you never know.
I mean,
You can be optimistic.
scientists have done some interesting studies and experiments.
I'm allowed to get over those pics, okay? Yeah, maybe.
To be fair, whenever you hear about a university or a college coming out with some weird study, it's usually not some sort of, it's not like it's a government funded study. It's usually some student's research paper or research project for their doctorate.
I haven't heard about any weird government studies since the whole 70s, 80s freaking give LSD to random things. What do you want, Kat?
Women who lived with partner's corpse tried to mask smell with scented candles. A woman.
Okay. I need to ask, did you just hear my mic rustle?
Yes.
That would be the cat biting it.
Okay.
Yankee candles can only do so much of it. Did you hear with the explosion in the cheese factory? Debris was everywhere. Ugh. That's my first in cryptics problem.
You cheddar need to get a better pun, or you need to get a cheddar pun.
A woman who lived with partner's decomposing corpse and massive smell of scented candles has today been jailed. Angela Irwin, 54, lived with Robin McMaster's dead body for more than a week after he died at age 40 in Ballymena, Northern Ireland last November. Just why?
No, you want Gouda puns. We need Gouda puns in the chat.
No,
no bad puns.
In a statement read in court, McMaster's mum said her son had been left like a rotting piece of meat. That's because he kind of was. Plumber doing repairs in the flat in November 2015 quizzed Erwin about the smell in the home. She shared with her partner. Antrim Crown Court heard on the 22nd of November, McMaster's mother went to the flat after becoming concerned about his safety. Seven candles were burning, and Erwin claimed that McMaster was in bed with back pain. But when his brother barged past their bedroom, he found McMaster's dead body. Erwin was arrested on suspicion of murder after police was discovered McMaster's severely decomposed body. An autopsy found his death was most likely caused by an overdose of tramadol and other prescription drugs. There's this guy that stands outside the convenience store where I live named Sam, and he always drinks 2 beers at once. We call him Toucan Sam. You follow his nose. Really.
Really?
Wait. What was the end game here exactly? Wait several years for this thing to pass. I don't know. I overdose of tramadol and my prescription dose. The court heard when McMaster's mum checked on her son. Erwin told her he was unwell and gave details that he had eaten, even though he was already dead. McMaster's mother said, "She kept my son lying there like a rotten piece of meat. I was unable to touch him."
Wasn't like a rotting piece of meat. He was a rotting piece of meat.
Yummy.
Yeah, I said.
What you need to eat your meat before it goes rotten. Jeez, that's just a waste of perfectly good food.
So are you saying you'd eat a human then?
I mean, I would if it was offered. I ain't going to kill a human for it.
It's weird. I've always wondered what human tastes like.
Supposedly we taste like pork.
I mean, we apparently burning people smell like barbecue, so yeah, I go with pork.
Yeah, welcome to Dr. Ezekiel. Talking to these brothers, so there's another Scotsman, there's another Scottish guy in here. And it's only the one Scottish guy in here. I was unable to touch his hand or tell him goodbye. I was serving a life sentence as a broken mother. The court heard McMaster's brother now suffers PTSD following the gruesome discovery. Medical evidence suggested Mr. McMaster may have been dead for 2 or 3 weeks. No problem, this is a rational state, at least for now anyway. Till we get to like 1,000, which probably never happened. So.
Oh, you're going with 1,000. I always go with the wrench no state till 200. I feel
I'm
sorry.
already past 200, so I can't now.
Oh, true. I feel sorry for 200 people who sub to me unless I get better quality. My stuff sucks.
Yeah, you just gotta yell it more.
No, I'm into quality.
Oh, like I say, you just gotta do it more, you get better. Right? If I got stuck in an elevator for over 20 minutes, I'd definitely eat someone in there with me. Anyone in there with me? Does that include me? Actually, that probably would include me. I work with a gentleman from Scotland, and none of the country has conducted that are near can understand him. Are you the only one that can understand him? Because you seem to understand me, so I don't know. There's a doctor in my house. Maybe you can look at this rash on my crotch. Okay.
I'd suggest you actually go see a doctor if there's a rash on your crotch, because that is an area you need to take good care of.
Hey man, it's
Just
not
don't go.
Scottish guy you work
Just-
for because he's arrows up there. I don't know.
Whatever you do, just don't go do anything rash.
Yeah, all I kind of for you, man. I do best. Chelsea. Yeah. You ever hear him Saturday night? Gynecologist. He was last seen on November the 13th. The day before McMaster's body with McMaster's. Get fucking better now. Body was found. Erwin claimed his GP prescriptions, sleeping tablets, and antihistamine. I got heard he had abused prescription medication and suffered from anxiety and depression. Erwin's defense barrister said she'd wanted to convey her apology and sympathy to McMaster's family. Antrim Crown Court heard Melody McReynolds said it was a very tragic case. Yeah, Green is my gynecologist, but he's ground for not doing the dishes. Okay. Antrim Crown Court Judge Melody McReynolds said it was a very tragic case. It just said Erwin lived a sad and squalid life and simply lived in a mistreated world and denied what was happening. Erwin admitted. See, 2 articles with 2 typos in a row. They're like fucking London buses. Preventing the lawful burial of the corpse and charge of false representation between 13th and 22nd November 2018. She was given a 2-year license with a 1 year to be served in prison and 1 on license. Yeah, that's just. Yeah, you know, if someone in your house dies, do something about it. Don't just leave them there. Like she seemed to have just done. Yeah. Is there enough blind girl streaming tonight? Hello? Hello?
She is. Hello.
Yeah, hello. I still can hear you. I'll do it even if you have a female penis because I hate transphobia. Because female penises are a thing, aren't they? Yeah, that's the case. If I would just do one more article today, did it. Yeah, right. Anyway. Kids sent lunchboxes. Kids being sent to school with cold McDonald's and cider in lunchboxes. I mean, that sounds something like a hangover cure than a lunch. I gotta go out and live and say, "Oh shit, this limb broke." An 8-year-old lad grabbed a can of dark fruit cider thinking it was fruit juice. A kid was sent to school with a cold McDonald's burger and fries For the packed lunch, the Chalk teacher has revealed. Schools are sharing the worst packed lunches pupils have brought in so far this term, and the contents are hard to swallow.
But
Charlie Brown went to lessons of a Happy Meal box containing a cold McDonald's burger and fries. The Gran explained that it had been bought the day before and the people hadn't wanted it. So it was a shame for it to go to waste. She also questioned the mother of the people with a can of Red Bull and was told he had a late night on his Xbox and seemed to look a little pick-me. It seemed like he needed a little pick-me-up. Some parents are just awful, aren't they?
Ow.
And getting him ready for adult life. This is a Big Mac. I don't think it was a Big Mac. I think it was just a normal cheeseburger, probably. Same teacher said another child arrived in school with a packet of ginger biscuits, saying his mum had been too tired to go to the shops. Well, that's not the worst thing in the world.
Well, the thing is, if you're too lazy to cook and don't have anything else in the house, you should still have like peanut butter jelly in the house.
Ramen.
That too. You always gotta keep a cup of noodle on hand. What do you want, Kat?
In Manchester, a teacher found an 8-year-old lad grab a can of dark cider, thinking it was a soft drink. Well, I mean, at least it wasn't like the parents gave it to him on purpose. He just grabbed it innocently, thinking it was a.
I think it was a soda pop.
Yeah. I was thinking, what kind of fucked up parents send their kids to school with alcohol? There's been many a day when I've enjoyed a cold McDonald's and a hard cider. Motherfuck raisins, mummified grapes, yeast, but you can do that cool little thing with the box. Do you not have school lunches in the UK? Yes, they do, but some people also. Some people like to give their kids packed lunches as an option. You can have your. You can also bring your own lunch if you want to bring your own lunch as an option.
Mm-hmm.
Let's go on, so it's 40 cents. Jesus. Yeah, it was 40 cents. I can't imagine it was very good.
No, prunes are worse than raisins. Definitely.
I reject your dead grapes. Raisins are the garbage of the fruit. Scotty's balls are like dead raisins, though.
Cryptic knows he's your proctologist.
That's wrong.
I think my school lunch was 75 cents. Wait a minute, are you and Dr. Ezekiel the same person, Conspiracy? If you're saying you're an Ezekiel when you play Call of Duty, then I'm assuming you're the same person. The boy's comic and series. He's a religious. Silly. It makes sense, man. I would no pack lunch or cast for the meal. Say he had cereal with water on it for breakfast because mum needed the milk for coffee. I think I'd rather eat the cereal dry.
Depends on the cereal. There's some cereal that cannot be eaten dry.
Captain Crunch.
Oh God, Captain Crunch is a whole thing unto itself.
The teacher On a dozen
Cut up
states,
all the gums.
a dozen cities on Facebook said, "I'm not ashamed to say I only told me that." Staff in primary schools monitor packed lunches. Unhealthy and unsuitable items can be confiscated and handed to parents at the end of class. I don't like that. It's not the parent. It's not like it's not a school's job to literally like tell your child what they should. Someone's get your child's food, unless it's in class.
Hmm.
Fair enough, teach kids about healthy food and things like that, but because like the kid has something unhealthy, that doesn't mean they shouldn't be. That doesn't mean it should be confiscated from them if it's in their lunchbox. Captain Crunch is like putting a raisin blades in your mouth. One can eat Captain Crunch tonight. Instead, children get a free meal worth around £2.20. The NHS Change for Life Healthy Eating campaign advises parents making packed lunches to include a healthy sandwich, a wrap, a piece of fruit, a treat like jelly or malt loaf, a bottle of water or a sugar-free drink. The advice
I think you mean Jello.
no jelly. Jello is a brand. Jelly is what it is actually called. Jello is just a brand of jelly that just happens to be over in
Well,
the US.
Technically, it's gelatin.
Yeah, Jello's a brand though.
Jello
Well,
is a brand name.
Yeah.
Therefore, the actual thing itself is still called jelly.
Gelatin.
Yeah, but it's short to jelly.
Jelly is what I spread on toast.
Oh, that's jam.
No, jam is, well, jam's also spread on toast, but it has fruit chunks in it.
Oh, so here's another thing: is marmalade jam.
Shoot, I don't know how to describe marmalade, but it's different than jam.
Marmalade.
Yeah,
Marmalade's a kind of jam, isn't it?
Marmalade is like jam, but it's more fruit than jam. It's more fruit than gelatin in it, or more fruit than pectin.
I don't know. I'll take it. 2019 has not been kind to me. I don't think it's not been kind to me either, really.
yeah, 2019 blows.
Yeah, they advise to replace crisps, chocolate, and biscuits with homemade plain popcorn, plain rice cake, or fruit tea cakes.
No, that is offensive. Chocolate is actually good for you.
This comes after a mum from home blasted at school for giving her son a tuna sandwich after he was detained by a long poo and missed out on hot food. I need to read that one.
I don't know. Well, there was people who shat in school, but anyone I knew would actually call home to go to their house.
However, it emerged that a lot had been offered shepherd's pie and it turned that down. Anyway,
All right, guys,
Sorry.
I got to bounce off.
it's chilling time anyway.
Pumpkin Trucker Channel, almost daily dash cams, starting up again Thursday. If I don't oversleep.
Tomorrow would be the Insane Deviants. Just chill, like chit chat with whoever shows up. I think that's about it.
So yeah, probably gonna be a stream same time tomorrow. Please remember to like, share, and subscribe. Also, head over to Blind Girls channel in like 15 minutes or so. And yeah, thanks for watching. You're all a bunch of cunts. Goodbye.
Bye.